fucking talking to myself like I do, because it's all myself, always. And I do love to express out loud to me about all of the things, all of the feelings. I am feeling all of the emotions. This feels pertinent. It feels important to speak to myself on this, to document it, whatever. That I feel fucking everything. I feel it all. I do feel all of the emotions. Right now, in particular, there's a lot of sadness. And there's still that guilt there. There is definitely anxiety. Shame, that's mixed in for sure. Yeah, generally all of those things. Sadness predominantly is there. But there's this curious thing also that I notice more and more having connection to presence, is that I can feel all of those things, but I don't lose sight of this broader perspective. It's still there, even when I am delving into, participating in this other thing, these deeper, darker emotions. It's like a tether. It's like a tether. It's a connection. It's a pipeline. I have this continuous pipeline that I can feel simultaneously. It's not even, well, I feel some of this and then I go back to presence. It's both. I can feel both at the same time. I can feel sadness, but not really feel upset about it. There is this broader sort of happiness and wellness that's just like, yeah, that's okay. That's fine. It's okay to feel sad. It's fine. And really, it's so fine that I don't have to feel sad, but I get to feel sad also. It's supportive of it. It's non-judgmental. It's like, yeah, go ahead. Feel the sad. It's okay. It doesn't do anything. It doesn't affect anything. Nothing gets messed up. You don't get it wrong by feeling what you're feeling. You feel it. And so it's like having an oxygen tank underwater. And so instead of trying to stay at the surface where I can breathe, and then when I'm underwater, it feels like suffocating. When I'm down in the emotions, it's like I'm drowning in them. It's not like that anymore. I can dive into those emotions. I can feel the feeling of being underwater, of being submerged in something. But I have oxygen. I have this oxygen tank. It's like I can still breathe there. I have this continuous input. Wow, that's a really big hawk. I don't know if that is a hawk. That's a huge bird. I don't know what that was, but it was beautiful. I have this continuous, it's just always in my view. It never leaves my line of sight, internally speaking. It's like this beam, and it feels like it's to the upper left. That's just where it's been placed, where I have placed it, or where it is. And it's just this light. It's just always light streaming through, and I can always see it and feel it and be in two places at once, where I am submerged under this emotion, this heaviness, this weight, this density, and also I'm above it. It's a split perspective that I experience simultaneously. It is a curious singularity of duality, of really feeling that I am two things at once, two places at once. But the higher one is the more stable, it's the more real, it's the more consistent and persistent, and it's like even when in this lower place I feel fear or doubt, it still doesn't shake that. And I can feel the doubt and the faith at once. But the faith is stronger, and it's like, yeah, doubt all you want. This is here. This is real. This is what it is. It's okay. You can't shake it with your doubt. You can get as twisted and ass backwards as you want in your perspective, and that's okay. You're still good. It's all still good. It's all still working out for you, for your highest good, for your benefit. You can't stop the goodness from flowing to you. Even when you're not really aware of it, it's still flowing, and you're not missing it. You can't miss it. It doesn't miss you. Even if you're not looking right at it, it's still there. It's right there. And anytime you can just stop doing what you're doing and see it. It's not going to go away. It doesn't leave because you're not paying attention to it. It's there. It's permanent. It's all encompassing. It is what exists, and even your lack of awareness of it doesn't shake the stability of its existence. It doesn't shake the stability of the goodness that you are and that surrounds you and that is continuously beaming to you. And so it's interesting. I feel this greater freedom even to dive into emotion. Then there's this other split of, well, I'm not here to suffer, right? I'm not here to suffer. And I know it's always my choice, but it doesn't really even matter what I choose. The best possible outcome still happens, no matter what. And so sometimes I don't feel like feeling the emotion, and I sit in the cloud and just And then sometimes it's, you know what, feel it. Fucking feel it. It's there. It's there to be experienced. It's there to be felt. Resisting an emotion is just resistance. That's all it is. So feel it. It's fine. It's really okay. Let yourself feel. The contradiction between floating in the clouds, airy fairy Aquarius, and then deep in it Pisces, of just let me feel all of the things at once. I have to balance. And that's all this journey is continuously seeking more and more balance, which means wobbling. Can't balance without wobbling. Can't balance if you're standing still. That's not balance. That's just stagnation. That's just standing there. It takes flowing. It takes movement to find balance. So that's what this is. I am in a constant state of flux, and I'm reminding myself that that's how it works. A curious thing. And then this sort of third additional perspective of like, yeah, ego does a lot of stuff, doesn't it? Ego does a lot of stuff. It's got this constant narration going of what should or shouldn't be, what the right thing is and the not right thing, and that's all just made up. None of that is real. That doesn't mean anything. And that's kind of funny, just on its own, to observe how dedicated it is to creating a dramatic story and then loving it all the same. It's just doing what it do. That's okay too. I can follow it, I cannot follow it. None of it bucks the current of well-being. None of it stops blessings from raining down upon me. None of it stops the sun from shining. I can't get it wrong. It's built into the function of the universe that you can't get it wrong. So it doesn't matter what I do. It's all still working out for me. And it's like I might as well be happy, but I might as well just feel all the things too. I can feel both. I can feel sadness and be good with that. Yeah. So I'm gonna go all the way into emotions and not be afraid of them, which I have done before. It's a practice. It's a practice, not a perfect science. You do a thing and you learn it, and then you forget, so you can remember again. So you can have that experience of remembering again, and then continuously doing that. Gradually, you build up. But it's always changing. It's always shifting. It's always a new landscape, new terrain to navigate. And the same tools that you used for the previous terrain don't necessarily work the same. They gotta be adapted. They gotta be upgraded and reapplied in a new way. And that's part of the fun too. There's no end to this. It is a journey. And what a damn good thing that is, that there is no ending. We are eternal. We are infinite. We get to love and experience more and more in greater capacity, expanding ourselves and our capacity to give and receive pleasure, enjoyment, all of that. What a good thing it is to have all the emotions that we have and let all of them serve us in new ways. Not even to define what way they should serve us or shouldn't. To find new ways for them to serve. That's really pretty fucking fabulous. So, I don't know anything. The mantra today is, I don't know, what the fuck, let that shit go. That's all I got. Have a beautiful day.